Have you ever wondered why autism diagnoses seem to be skyrocketing? Are more people really being born with autism, or is something else going on? In this video, we'll uncover the truth behind the statistics and reveal how numbers can sometimes tell a misleading story. Stay tuned to find out how autism statistics have been used and misused, and what it all means for you and your loved ones. Let's start with the 1930s and 1940s. Back then, autism diagnoses were incredibly rare. For example, only 0.001% of people were diagnosed with autism. This means that out of 100,000 people, only one person was diagnosed. If you find this historical perspective interesting, please hit the like button. But how many people really had autism at that time? But what happened as we moved into the 1950s and 1960s? Did the numbers start to rise significantly, or were diagnoses still rare? Let's find out. In the 1950s and 1960s, the numbers were still very low. By 1966, about 1 in 2,500 children, or 0.04%, were diagnosed with autism. But many people with milder forms of autism were likely missed because the criteria for diagnosis were very strict. What do you think about the strict criteria back then? Share your thoughts in the comments below. With diagnoses still rare, what changed in the 1970s? Did we start to see a notable increase, or was it more of the same? For that matter, did the actual number of people start to increase? Why? Keep watching to uncover the trends. Moving into the 1970s, the estimates ranged from 4 to 5 in 10,000 children being diagnosed. That's still a very small number, but it was starting to increase. As we enter the 1980s, something significant happened that changed how autism was diagnosed. Curious to know what it was? Let's dive in. And if you're finding this breakdown helpful, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future videos. In the 1980s, the criteria for diagnosing autism expanded. This means doctors started recognizing more cases. Studies suggest that the true prevalence could have been around 1 to 2 per 1,000 for autism and 11.61 per 1,000 for all autism spectrum disorders, though many cases still went undiagnosed. Does this surprise you? Let me know in the comments. The 1980s brought expanded criteria, but did that mean a real increase in autism cases? I was born in the 70s, and my doctors were clueless about me. How many other children were missed? What did the 1990s tell us about this trend? Stay tuned to see the data. In the 1990s, we saw a more noticeable increase. By 1995, around 1 in 500 children were diagnosed with autism. By 2000, the CDC estimated that 1 in 150 children were diagnosed. Studies suggest that the true prevalence might have increased 7 to 8 times from the early 1990s to the 2000s. How many people like myself lived during this time, still going unnoticed by doctors and society? If you're finding this deep dive into the data valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. By the 2000s, the numbers continued to rise, but are we seeing the whole picture? How does this compare to the previous decades? Let's explore further. In the 2000s, the numbers continued to rise. By 2004, it was 1 in 125 children. By 2008, it was 1 in 88 children. A study from the UK suggested that about 40% of autism spectrum disorder cases were undiagnosed during this decade. Has anyone you know been diagnosed later in life? Share your experiences in the comments below. The 2010s brought even higher numbers. But what does this really mean? Did awareness drive this discovery, or was there some other reason? Are we truly seeing more autism, or is it something else? The next decade reveals more insights. The trend continued into the 2010s. By 2010, the CDC estimated that 1 in 68 children were diagnosed with autism. This number increased to 1 in 59 by 2014 and 1 in 54 by 2016. By the end of the decade, a survey found that 2.47% of children were diagnosed. As we look into the 2020s, the rates are higher than ever. So why are diagnoses increasing? Is awareness driving the findings, getting more people diagnosed? Or is it something else? What can this decade's data tell us about the real story behind autism statistics? Keep watching to find out. In the 2020s, the numbers have continued to climb. By 2018, the estimate was 1 in 44 children. By 2020, it was 1 in 36 children. Some estimates suggest that nearly half of all children could be diagnosed by 2025. I wasn't diagnosed until 2012, and who knows how many children were missed throughout the decades. How many more people were born autistic? And why is the medical profession charging so much for some diagnoses and nearly free for others? There were no doctors that had any specialty with adults where I live, and it seems obvious they think catching a diagnosis early will make a difference. Do you wonder why it costs so much for something when others are getting diagnosed for cheap or free? Do you think this trend will continue? Now, let's talk about what these numbers really mean. When we see that more people are being diagnosed with autism, it's easy to think that more people are actually becoming autistic. But that's not necessarily true. Here's why. Over the years, doctors have gotten better at recognizing and diagnosing autism. The criteria have broadened, and there's more awareness now than ever before. This means that more people who might have been missed in the past are now getting diagnosed. If you agree or have more questions, hit the like button and let me know your thoughts. So now sometimes statistics can be used to suggest that autism is increasing at an alarming rate, to push for more resources to find a cure. But here's the thing. The data doesn't always account for the fact that the total number of people in the population hasn't changed. What's changed is our ability to diagnose autism. So, what have we learned? Despite the rising numbers of autism diagnoses, it's clear that the statistics don't always tell the full story. With the diagnosis numbers on the rise, how accurate is that compared to actual autistic births? Many people were missed and weren't diagnosed until later in life, which means the true prevalence of autism has always been higher than what the numbers initially showed. As videos and articles continue to focus on the increasing diagnoses, remember to question the data and think critically about what it really means. Autism is a part of who many people are, and understanding it fully requires looking beyond just the numbers. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more content. And always remember, statistics can inform us, but they can also mislead. Stay curious and keep questioning. Thanks for watching.